Hi guys, it's Kim, and you guys asked me in my group to share a little bit more about some of my personal experiences that I've had with crystals. And so I figured I would put together a video on some of my most memorable experiences. And some of these you guys in my group have already heard, because sometimes I will go ahead and share an experience with you right then and there, right when it happened. So this might be repetitive to some of you who are in my group. But those of you that watch my YouTube channel, you may not have heard some of these stories, though also some of the big ones I have already shared as well. But I have a lot of experiences, so I just figured I'd put together a video just to share a little bit more about some of the things that have happened since I started working with crystals. Now, let me just start off by saying, people always say, how did you get started with crystals? Well, for me, I'm not one of those people that worked with crystals my entire life. I didn't grow up collecting rocks and stones and having a fascination with them. I always enjoyed being outside. That's true. I've always enjoyed the woods and climbing trees and being at the beach and all that. So I've always been very outdoorsy and love that kind of stuff. But I don't know if I've ever really took notice of crystals until I was gifted a crystal in high school by my high school drama teacher. Myself and another girl had gotten these clear quartz points, and we called ourselves the Crystal Connection. And that's kind of when this whole thing started, me having this interest in crystals. Now, and that's why I came up with Crystal Connection too, because that's what we called ourselves, the CC, Crystal Connection, back in high school. And I'm 47 now, so it's a long time ago. And 36 was my high school drama room, so Crystal Connection 36, you see that a lot on my YouTube channel. That's where I got it from. All right, so it all kind of comes together. Now, what's interesting is I really only started becoming fascinated with crystals a few years ago. 3-4 years ago, something like that. So this is relatively new to me, believe it or not. It's kind of like a 0 to 60 kind of thing. I just woke up one day and was like, wow, I feel all of a sudden like somebody turned the switch on. So, like I said, this is relatively new to me, and it's been a wild journey so far. So that's how I got started with crystals. All right, so the first crystal that I ever felt the energy of was selenite. All right, and I miss those days. Oh my gosh, I used to love it. My selenite would just buzz under my pillow every night for months and months and months. So like it was seriously talking to me. And I know a lot of you love putting your crystals out in the moon, but this is why I don't like to put my crystals in the moon, because for me personally, when I put my celly out in the moon, I forget what moon it was. It was some big one of the big blood moons or super moons or something, and I put this baby out in the moonlight and I haven't felt it since that day, so I never got that back. I don't know why. So first crystal I ever felt the energy of, selenite. And I feel the energy of a lot of crystals, but that's just memorable to me. Let's see, my amethyst zapped me, and I have a video about this link below, so I won't go into details, but this crazy amethyst, natural, really dark amethyst point, went to bed with it one night holding it, and it went bzz, bzz, right all the way down through my whole body. It like shocked the crap out of me. Watch that video. Really intense experience. All right, so yeah, they got energy. They conduct energy, these babies. It zapped the crap out of me. Watch that video for details. This is the exact one. Okay, Auralite 23. Now, I'm going to talk about Auralite in a different video, so I won't go into that here, but my Auralite 23, it's from Canada, right? It liked to have a little conversation with another Auralite 23 from my friend Lucia in Canada. and she had an Oralite 23, and I started working with mine. She started working with hers, and I swear these two were talking to each other. There were several times when things would happen, and she'd be like, yeah, I'm working with my A23. I'm like, yeah, so am I. So there was one time that I was working with the A23, and Lucia was working with hers, and I was trying to find a missing girl, and she had like kind of like a staticky sound and stuff coming through her TV. It was just a really strange experience. There was another time when I had finished cleaning or cleansing an old tree that I had found in the woods. And I have a video about that too, how I cleansed the tree. I did healing on the tree for like 3 different times. And this last time that I was healing the tree, Alicia wrote me, she goes, I hear carnival music, you know? And I was like, uh-huh. The tree is actually located right near where there's a annual carnival. So we figured it out, and through talking things through and stuff, that it was our Oralite 23s that were actually talking, giving communication back and forth to each other to share with each other. So interesting. Our crystals can certainly talk to each other. I mean, they came from the same place, right? Because Oralite 23 comes from a place in Canada, so in Thunder Bay in Ontario. So it makes a lot of sense. They come from the same location, same family, They talk to each other. Uh-huh. All right. Another weird experience was my Amazonite experience. And if you go to my Amazonite video, I'll put that link below. You can hear all the details about that really weird experience. The only time I ever was really, truly creeped out by a crystal, I don't know, that's showing up. But the first time I ever meditated with this, I had a really, really weird out-of-body experience with something trying to pull me out of my body. And I was like, no. I was like, you are not pulling me out of my body. You can watch that video too if you're interested in hearing more about it specifically. But the thing with this piece, the Amazonite, is I felt like before I meditated with it, I said, I want to work with this crystal because I want to, is there any kind of message that I should share with other people regarding this crystal? Because I had never worked with it. It was the first time I ever worked with Amazonite. And I guess when I was done with my whole experience, it was kind of like an eye-opener that be careful what you wish for, because I was asking for some kind of message and I did get one. It wasn't something that I really was wanting to have, but the message that I got was that even when I'm meditating, even when I'm asleep or, dreaming or whatever, I can fight back. And you have that control and you have that power because you are a very spiritual being, So don't forget that. You have the power to fight back and on any level. And that was the message that I got when I was working with this. Because Amazonite can also help you with fear, facing your fears. And speaking your truth. My truth was like, get the freak away from me when I was meditating, and I was like, so that was a really weird experience. And I go into more details in my Amazonite video if you want to learn more about Amazonite too. All right, what other ones do I have? Oh, my daughter. My daughter was having a birthday party, and we spent a ton of money on a DJ. Lots of kids coming, pre-teenagers, tweens coming, all these girls, and we were having a backyard birthday party, swim party kind of thing. And our house is too small to have all these girls inside, and so it was supposed to rain. It was like a 90% chance of rain, thunder showers. I mean, it really was not going to be a good day to have an outdoor party. My daughter and I made a grid, and a really nice one. I'll put the picture in. See, you guys can see it. She put her own feeling into it, and she put little dolls in it and stuff like that to show the girls swimming and things like that. And we had beautiful weather that day. Absolutely beautiful weather. And no joke, it started to rain when the last girl left. So, I don't know. Is it coincidence? I don't know. I didn't want to take that chance, Oh, I don't know what that was my water bottle making a loud noise. So I wasn't going to take that chance. I was convinced that that grid stopped it from raining that day. We had gorgeous weather, and it rained when the last girl left. as we were cleaning up the decorations, it started to rain. Yeah. So you never know. Let's see. My kitty and her amethyst. I have a video about my kitty and her amethyst. You know, my cat does not sit for anything. I mean, she doesn't like curl up on your lap or anything. She's not a cat like that. She wants to eat and that's it. And you don't really get to cuddle with her or whatever. But she has this amethyst, and this was mine. Now it's hers. I actually leave it by her where her bed is, and she sleeps with it. This is actually when I really was 100% convinced that crystals are doing something. Because animals are sensitive. They're much more sensitive to this than we are. And so I would comb her aura, and I'll put the link to the video, but I would comb her aura and she would just sit there and she would purr and go into this like deep state, like this, her breathing would slow down and she would go, you know, like her whole demeanor would change. And still to this day, when I'm working in my Zen den and I'm doing crystal orders and stuff, she will come in and she will not move until I do a crystal thing with her because she wants her amethyst energy. It's the weirdest thing, and you know, to me, that was the moment that I said, oh yeah, something is definitely going on here with these crystals. Actually, not too long ago, was it last week too, I was working with her with selenite, which she usually didn't really like the selenite, but I wanted to try it again. So I was working with her with the selenite, and she let out this weird like meow right in the middle of it. And just, you can tell, you know, she doesn't just sit there for no reason, you know, unless you're feeding her or something. So for her to just sit there and receive this energy, it's a really cool thing. So that's really the moment when I realized something was going on with the crystals. Let's see, healing with Oreo. Oh yes, Oreo was my hamster, and he was I think that was the first crystal grid I ever made, was for my Oreo. And I know, hamster, people are like, hamsters. Loved my baby. Oh, he died at my heart chakra. But I remember working with green aventurine with Oreo and selenite and really trying to help heal him. And I heard very clearly in my head, why are you trying to heal me? Let me go. And that night, I let him go. So, yeah, he was feeling it. You know, he was, and I think it increased our communication and let me be able to hear him. And I stopped trying to heal him. And he passed away that night on my heart chakra. Actually, that was interesting too, because I had him on my lap for hours. And then I lifted him up and put him on my heart, and that's when he passed away. As soon as I put him up on my heart, he took 3 deep breaths, and then he passed away. So like he wanted to be on my heart. It was a really, really, really strange connection that I had with the hamster. But yeah, I was working with those crystals, and he very, very frankly said, why are you trying to heal me? Like, let me go already, you know? He wanted to go. Let's see. So basically in working with crystals, I've had all kinds of images, you know, and visions and stuff. And one time, after I was working on the tree one day, when I was working on healing the tree, I don't remember what crystal I had. I might have just had a selenite in my hand, or a clear quartz, but I was finished working on the tree, and I was looking at the water, and I had a vision of all these animals coming at me, all these white animals coming at me. So that was interesting vision after healing. I think a lot of times I will get visions and connections, and I will hear things and sense things when I'm working with crystals and doing some kind of healing. So when I send out to you guys, when I do like in the groups and I do energy healing, oftentimes I'll be like, okay, so who's the one wearing the red dress, that has a headache or something, and I'll just have like these connections where I feel like I'm really connecting with you guys, and there'll be all kinds of feedback. I'll hear names and situations and stuff, and it really heightens my own psychic abilities and my connections to you guys. So I think it's been really fascinating and interesting. Crystal buzz, you hear me joke a lot about, like, I got a crystal buzz. yesterday I had a huge crystal buzz because I was taking out all the crystals for filming videos today. And so I have boxes and boxes of crystals open and out and stuff. And so I walk around like on cloud nine. It feels good for a while, but it's kind of like drinking a lot of coffee, or if you drink alcohol or whatever and you get that buzz and you're like woohoo, you're happy, but then after a while you're like I have to lay down. And that's kind of what happens to me. No, that's not kind of, that's exactly what happens to me. I get this like real crystal high and then I crash. You need grounding. You got to remember to ground when you're working with crystals. All right, so my labradorite, you guys know about my labradorite. I think I probably talk about it a lot. My gorgeous labradorite. This one is the one that I use when I do readings and stuff, and stuff like that. And love it. Love my labradorite. It really helps to open up my psychic abilities, and it also gives me this protection, the sense of protection that I'm looking for when I'm doing readings. So this is my labradorite for psychic abilities. Oh, also, one time I lost this baby. I mean, this is pretty big, and I lost it. And I was sitting on the couch going, where are you? Where are you, labradorite? I don't really have names for my crystals, but I just picture it. I'm like, where are you? And then all of a sudden I heard like a clinking, clunking sound like underneath my couch. And so I moved my couch and I guess it fell into my couch. And but when I started saying, where are you? It decided to drop from wherever it was so that I would hear it clink, and I got it. So yeah, I don't know. Was my labradorite talking to me, or was it just a coinky dinky? I don't know. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in coincidences. So I think he's talking to me. Thank you. Love this guy. Let's see. People have dreamt about me doing healing on them, and I think that's probably common. Being on YouTube or whatever, being on Facebook, or you that tends to happen. But here's the weird part. Okay, people would tell me they had dreams of me doing healing sessions on them, but there was always this common thread of a location of where this was taking place, and I don't want to say the place because I don't want to put that out there. But apparently, there's a certain place that I do these healing sessions in the astral world. So really weird. I had at least 5 people write me who didn't know each other, who all said the same thing. Okay? Weird stuff. So apparently I'm out there doing little magic when I'm sleeping and I don't even know it. All right, I know it's so weird. And wonderful testimonials too from you guys saying you slept really well. I'll get messages, saying that I saw my deceased loved one, or my pain is gone, or I have more energy this morning. I feel more upbeat and happy, and love hearing that. It really helps me to know that what I'm doing is helping you, and that just keeps the cycle going. So I love that. So thank you for sharing with me those wonderful stories. All right, so celestite, my celestite, this is the celestite that I use when I sing. Some of you know that I like to sing. I'm not no Celine Dion or anything like that, or Whitney Houston. I mean, come on, let's face it. If I was, I probably wouldn't be making crystal videos. But I like to sing, and I sing from the soul, and this is something that I discovered a couple years ago, that I call it soul singing, but not like Aretha Franklin kind of soul singing. But when especially with this celestite, it's like communication, right? Throat chakra. It helps me to sing and it helps me to communicate, but not just me to communicate, but to receive communication. So this is what happens with certain songs, not all of them, just once in a while it'll happen. I'll get bombarded with a song and it won't go away until I sing it. And oftentimes I feel like it's not even really me. It is me. It's my higher self. And basically that's what it is. It's my higher self sending me a message. Like, listen, damn it. You're going to sing this song and you're going to listen to it and you're going to absorb the message that's coming through. And that's what I call my soul singing. It's just the weirdest thing. And sometimes I feel like it's not even really me, but it is me. I know it's me, but there's some deep message in there for me. And so I'll sing it and I'll record it, and I usually will put it up on YouTube, and I have a channel for that. Again, I'm not the greatest, but it doesn't matter. It's more the message and the the emotion behind it, you know. And this is the one that I used, my celestite. Now, one time I was singing, what's the name of that song? Well, you know, will you still love me when I'm young and beautiful? And I was singing that song. I was recording it. And I had just finished recording it, and I turned everything off. I was holding my celestite. My TV was off. I have a big screen, a big TV, and the screen was black. And I just happened to look up and look at the screen, and I saw Bonnie and Clyde. My physically, with my physical eyes, in my TV, I saw Bonnie and Clyde. The day that they died, driving down this like rural road in the old car, and I knew really nothing about Bonnie and Clyde. Never really followed them. I never really studied them. I knew nothing about it. So for me to just have this like weird vision, so and that just opened up a door to a whole nother thing of past life recall and stuff like that. No, it wasn't Bonnie or Clyde, but working with crystals can really open you up to other experiences. And so that's why I'm just kind of sharing some of these. And you might think I'm crazy, or you all might relate to it. And I'm sure if you're watching my videos, you relate to a lot of this kind of stuff. So myself, I love it when I sing. It's awesome. I was gifted this crystal ball from Shauna. Thank you, Shauna. I still love this ball. I do like to meditate with it. I do like to sit with it and hold it. And I love having it out whenever I do oracle readings. It's my oracle readings crystal. And I love this. Isn't this gorgeous? When she sent this to me, she gifted it to me. It was hers. And she felt like she had gotten this like message to send it to me. And I had no idea it was coming. And when I opened it and I took it out of the box, I bawled, like literally, like just was crying, like I knew I was supposed to have this crystal ball. Really, really weird. But I'm gonna also share with you another story in a little while, which might actually connect why I felt so connected to this, and I'll share that story in a little while. But thank you, Shauna. I love this crystal ball. Let's see. One time I was working with Amethyst. Of course, Amethyst. I think I had it above my head. Lepidolite on my third eye, and lapis lazuli on my throat, and a chevron amethyst in my left hand. And I had an amazing past life vision of running through the woods, long black hair, Renaissance time or whatever. And that kind of started. Did I just have a lisp? Did I say started? Sorry. That kind of started this whole memory of this time in the Renaissance time. So using those crystals did that for me. All right. And I won't go into the details about it, but I'm just saying it gave me this past life memory. Let's see. Also had interesting experiences working with Lemurians. And if you've ever worked with Lemurians, you know what I'm talking about. They say it's just regular quartz. I don't know about that. I mean, yeah, it's quartz, but I don't know. I have some seriously different kinds of visions and dreams. Oh, look, you could even see my window. You see my window right there? Right there. I said the window to the soul. Yeah. So this is Lemurian. It has amazing, amazing just inclusions in here. Just really neat. The different planes and stuff. And I think I have pictures of this all over Facebook and stuff. But there's something in here. There's some kind of entity or something in here. But when I meditated with this baby for, like, I worked with this one for, I don't know, about a month or so. I had all kinds of recollection and visions and stuff of times either in Lemuria or Atlantis, and I'm not really quite sure. And it could even be ancient Greece for all I know, but it had that kind of feel to it. And I won't go into the details about the dream and stuff, but you know, I had gone underwater and was swimming in the water and talking to the sharks and stuff, and swam ashore, and then I was in this whole other place. So I've had some interesting stuff. And not only did I have like visions and dreams like that, one time I had this woman write me and say, Kim, do you have this certain kind of crystal and it's shaped like this and this and this and that? And, you know, she was explaining it to me and I'm like, oh my God, I just had a dream about that exact crystal, which is true. I really did. Ended up being a Vogel cut crystal. I'll show you a picture of, I can't show you a picture of it because it would be copyright. I can't show you a picture. Um, but it was a pyramid shaped Vogel cut quartz crystal, and I found out that it was a Vogel crystal, and that's what she was seeing too, and it was related to like some, you know, ancient Egypt time, and we both had the same image, the same vision. Isn't that really wild? Like, I love when things like that happen. But what are the odds of her writing me and saying, Kim, do you have this? I have this dream about this crystal. I'm like, what do you mean? I just dreamt that. You know, I just saw that in a vision while working with my Lemurian. Also, during that same time, and this brings me back to the ball, that the sphere that Shauna gifted me. I had another vision while working with the Lemurians of this wand, and it was a wooden handle, and it had a crystal clear quartz ball with that specific design, okay, like that rigidity. So I just kind of, and so when Shauna sent this to me, I was like, is that? I don't know, you know? I haven't figured it out yet. It's been a couple years now, but I'm waiting for the answer to that one. So, you know, you do have interesting experiences and stuff when you're working with crystals. I did have one too while working with my clear quartz channel, which is behind me this way. You can see it right by the flower. That's my clear quartz channeler, and I was working with that one day. And I was sending my energy, like just expanding as far as I could, you know, just sending it out as far as I could. And I just felt so peaceful and blissful. And then something tried to come toward me like a black shadow. And I was like, goodbye. And I just would kind of like waved it away, and it flew away. And I just felt so like I was releasing something, you know, letting it go and whatever. So you're working with crystals, you can have some amazing experiences, all kinds of stuff happening in you know, with your aura and in your astral and your physical self, in your cells and your DNA and all that kind of stuff. There's all kinds of stuff going on, and it can be a little scary sometimes. I'm not going to say that it's not always, you know, it's not always, you know, sunshine and roses and all that, because there's been some weird stuff, like I said, you know, trying to be pulled out of my body and things like that. And whether it's happening in your mind or not, and there are going to be people watching this video going, you're imagining all that. It doesn't matter if you think it's imaginary or not. It could be all symbolic for all I know, but at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter, because you're still healing at a certain level. Do you know what I'm saying? So whether it's in your mind or not, you're still healing. I don't think it is. I think it is a different reality, you know. But with all that being said, it really doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. It only matters what you think, and if it's benefiting you and you feel happier for it and all that. So those are some of my personal experiences. I have so many more, but I don't want this video to be too long. So I would love to hear about yours. Please let me know in the comments below, or you can join my crystal group. I'll put the link below. Join my crystal group. Come in and share some of your experiences with crystals and how it's affected you. For me, overall, I've had so many wonderful experiences. I've met so many people, and I've connected in different ways that I just never could have imagined ever possible. You know, connecting through dreams and the astral world, and being able to connect like that. And I really do think it's the crystals. Of course, they're tools and you don't need them, but they work on your energetic field, so they raise your vibration, your frequency. They help you to do that. And eventually, you know, you probably won't need them anymore. And I actually don't work with them as much. You know, I don't have them all out and doing all kinds of stuff. I just work with one at a time every once in a while. I do work with at least one crystal every single day, but not as often in terms of drinking elixirs and things like that. But because I just don't need it anymore, you know, and you find that you get used to that vibration, that frequency, and you don't feel like you need it anymore. Like sometimes I feel like I can just tap right into that energy without even having the crystal. You get to know it. It's like wearing an old slipper, meeting an old friend. You know, you just kind of get to know the crystal. So, and I can make an whole video out of that as well. So anyway, let me know in the comments below some of your experiences. I'd love to hear it. Thanks for watching, and as always, have a blessed day.